everybody, this is Tambio and I'm back with another third-party Transformers video review. This time I have, from Perfect Effect, I have the Perfect Combiner PC-06 and PC-07 kits for the Combiner Wars Devastator. So PC-06 is add-on basically for Combiner mode. PC-07 is mainly for bot mode, so it comes with elbows and guns and stuff. But let me show you each of these individually. So you can see here, and really quickly here, you can see, alright, and you can see with the PC-06 set right here, you can see right off the bat that they have the Prowl and the Prowlasator head. I'll get into that in just a little bit whenever that comes around. You can look off to the side and you can see the Perfect Combiner logo, along with what kind of comes in it or what it's for. And then on the back here is what you can see what actually comes in it. So you have a new Excavator boom for Scavenger. Then you have an extension for Hook's, I guess his boom. New extensions for the arms, for the side of the arms on both sides. Then you have some new hands, articulated hands, and then you can see right here the missile pods. They're painted red, and then these right here, these are actually they fill in some holes on the knees, in the knee area, and then the new cab for Mixmaster. So there's not really much else on the box, and you know it shows this right here. It actually says what everything is. So coming to PC-07, you can see you have all the guns for all their bot modes, and then coming to the back, you can see all the hands for 4 of them. They didn't make new arms for all of them, just for 4 of them. So. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get these guys open so we can check out what's actually in it. Alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and open these up, starting off with the PC-06. Alright, so inside the box you get these 2 trays, which has everything in it. You get your instructions, which is in color. Everything that is involved in this is actually black. For some reason they didn't paint them, so, or they didn't color it in, but you can see everything right here. So so then looking in here, you can see this is the boom parts. Wow, it's really a different color on my camera. Hopefully that'll come out. They almost look yellow on my viewfinder here. So these are the 2 boom pieces, the 2 covers for the holes in his legs. This right here is a clip to clip and hold these together. You have the Prowl head, his Devastator head, and then the cab right here. You have the 2 shoulder extensions, the new hands, and then the new crane part right here for the Excavator for Scavenger. So alright, and then the PC-07, go ahead and open that up. And you can see we have the instructions also right here. It's just the same pieces that you add on here are actually black, and everything else is in color. And then we have all the guns. And then the other tray has all the arms. So. Alright, so for the pieces that come in the first set, the PC-06, we have the new Excavator that's going to be for him, and that out. And you can see that it is way larger and has far more articulation on it. You actually have a bucket joint right here, and then you have your joint right here, which is the same. It's already on there. So basically all you need to do to replace it is you have this mushroom peg right here. So you just want to slide that out and then slide that on, and then now you have this big old bucket right here. And there's a lot of really good detail in it. You can see there's a lot of with the wires and the piston right here, some more pistons right here. This is on the original, and then you have some plates and all that stuff. It looks really good. The only real issue, the real difference that you have here is that the original was painted, and that's going to be about it with the differences on this guy right here. So let me go ahead and bring that down here. All right, and for what else do we have stuff for? All right, for hook, he has a replacement for the boom. Not a replacement, but it's actually an extension for it. So you want to take these pieces and then this clip, and what you want to do is you just want to pop this out right here like that, and then you want to take this, and it goes a certain way in here. I'm pretty sure that that's the correct way, and you can see that there's a slot right here for this part right here, and you just tab it in there like that, and then just line up all of the pegs. So this clip right here will actually hold this side together right here, and then when you clip this into here, then this will hold this side together. So it does make it way larger than before, but you have an extension, so you kind of give up one thing for another thing. So it looks a little out of place. It looks a little large for its size, but to get that extra G1 accurate kind of play value, you have to do that. All right, now and for Mixmaster here. So this is the one thing that a lot of people had issues with, was that they decided to use this larger scale dump truck or cement truck with the front end portion of it. Actually, the cement comes out the front end instead of the back end. And this is actually, from what I understand, it's the engine portion that turns the barrel right here. So this isn't actually supposed to be the front. This is supposed to be the front and the windows and such. You see that. But with this set, they provided a front end for them. So you have this, and it has this portion right here that you can move up and down to transform him and such. So to fit him on, easiest way to do this is just you put this under here. You see that there's some little knobs right here. There's one right here, and then there's one right here, and you just want to take it and force it into there. And then it clips over these little 3 pieces right here. So then you just lower that down, and then now it looks more like the traditional for G1, and I really do like this. This is nice right here, and you don't even have to take it off. It raises up and goes like that whenever you transform him and such. So you're not really losing any functionality, and you're not having to take it off and put it back on. So it's actually cool. So for there's not really any any add-ons for vehicle mode for Bone Crusher or for Scrapper, but if you want to go ahead and pull out long haul, then you can actually take these pieces and you can kind of set it up on him, or kind of clip them in on him. So basically the first thing you want to start off with are these things, which basically they cover up the hole for this. I'm not exactly sure which way they go. Let me look at the... Right, so to put these on, basically you just... one side is straight, and then the other side... I thought one side was straight. Maybe they're both... I guess they're both the same. So they just clip in like that. I thought one side was straight and the other one wasn't, so I had to look that up. But they're both exactly the same. And then you want to get out the shoulder extensions, and basically all you do is you take these and you clip them on like this, because you see that there's a little notch right here, and then it just tabs into that like that, and then these pieces stick off the back. I guess if you didn't want them to no, yeah, because the only way to turn it is to flip that like that. So then once you do that, then you're going to take your hands, and you have to do a little bit of modifying with the hands. So see, these are the hands that you get with a kit, and they're really nice. They're really heavy hands. They're individually articulated with ball joints at the first knuckle and the thumb, and then just a regular joint right here at each of the individual knuckles on his hand, and then one right here for his thumb. And you can see that these are painted in on here. So you come to this, and basically what you want to do is you want to take this out, and you want to do that for both of them. Just take the fist portion out, and you want to keep this part right here. So what you want to do is you want to take this piece right here, then the arm, and you see the holes right here, and you just place it in there. Like that. And then what you want to do is you'll just want to take the thumb, flip it over like this, and then flip these, and then bend the fingertips in like that. And then when you do that, then you'll rotate this around, and it'll rotate in like this. You know, you'll still see some of the hand in here, but you take this, and then you have the gun barrel type thing right here. So the handle. And you just do the same thing with this one. Flip that in. And it doesn't really matter, or at least from what I see, it doesn't really matter which hand you put into which arm piece, because I think that they're exactly the same, if I'm not mistaken. You just need to make sure that this right here is on the bottom, so that it then slides into here like that. And then you flip out this, and then basically take and put them right here. So now the missile turrets are a little bit higher on here. Let me see. I haven't tried it earlier, but you should still be able to lock in all his weapons, all his other weapons. put in the small gun first. That in. Plug that in. Take this. You gotta unpeg the wings. This goes here. That goes like that. This goes. Yeah, they still all kind of fit. This isn't staying on very well on mine. But yeah, they all still fit on there, and then now these are high enough up that it can actually be useful where it's not going to hit the other gun right here. So that's kind of cool. So I do know also that all of the individual guns, they fit in their vehicle mode also. But I'll go back into that in just a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transform them into their robot modes, and then I'm going to show off the arms and then all the guns, and then I'll transform them back into vehicle modes again to show off where the guns go in vehicle mode, and then we'll progress into Devastator. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back and have all of these guys in bot mode now. So I'll go ahead and show how to add the arm elbow things, the twists. Basically, that's all they're giving them is just a wrist swivel, not really an elbow. The only one that they're adding an elbow to is to long haul, and his is a little weird because you actually don't take his arms off. You actually put them over him. Over his arms, kind of like he's holding a gun. The other ones you pop off and then pop new ones on. I guess we'll go ahead and show off the arms first, and then I'll show all the guns. Alright, so these are the arms for long haul right here. It's kind of weird because it does give them an elbow joint, but it still carries this joint right here. So I don't know if that, if anything is going to stop them from using that joint. But then we also have this wrist swivel right here. So you have your elbow joint right here. Then you have your wrist swivel. That's weird. These hands look like they're in the wrong. Oh, that's for transformation. That's not for elbow. That's for his transformation. Okay, so the elbow's still in with this right here. Okay, so basically all you want to do is you want to take, because the twist was up here, it wasn't in the wrist, huh? You want to pop that off, and then pop this arm on. And then you have that like that. And see, you can see the difference in the way that they look right now with him like this. Another thing with him in this mode right here, because the boom is extended a little bit, it doesn't, you can't have it facing all the way down because it goes past his feet, so you have to push it out a little bit like that. So it's tripping up all these other guys right here. Alright, so then for his, for this one, you just go like that, and now you have hook with both of his new arms, or with both of his new elbows. So, all right. So in just a little bit, I'll actually transform them back into into vehicle mode so you can actually see how this transforms and what it does. And here's Long Haul's gun, so I'll go ahead and bring these out. So it's really nice and detailed, and like I said, with all the plastic on this, it's really heavy. It's pretty thick. It doesn't feel like it's skimpy at all. So it's a good quality plastic here. So. The only thing that I can say right now is that this joint seems like it's a little loose. I'm pretty sure that you could probably put some furniture polish on it or some super glue or something and get it a little bit tighter. But alright, so for Mixmaster, I'll go ahead and show you the back of the cab, the way that looks. So it just basically it folds back like this and then fits onto the back, kind of going like that, how I showed earlier. And you can fully transform them without having to worry about taking that off or anything. Alright, and so for Mixmaster's arms, they're basically the same thing. You have this rotation right here that's added into it. I'm glad that the gas tanks are painted, so it's nice. But you have that rotation right there. So same thing with this side. And then basically you're just gonna, instead of the rotation being back here, it's up at the actual fist. So let me get this off. Oh, it actually rotates right there too. So you have 2 points of rotation on this guy. So you do have a rotation right here and at the fist. So. Okay. Something I don't like about taking these off is that they're a pain to get off. But the thing that I do like about this is it doesn't feel like it's on a stick. It still doesn't look completely right. But it doesn't look as bad as the way that they were doing it with this, where it just, you know, you have this and you have a big gap in between the elbow. Alright, and here's Mixmaster's gun. Oops, there we go. Alright, now for Scrapper. So Scrapper's arms are right here, and so you have this elbow, and then you have your fist where you can twist it and it can still go into here. The only thing it looks like it's missing is it looks like it may be missing the ability to come out to create the extra back support that this usually makes. So. But to take this off, all you're going to do is, this should be easier. No, not really. These are all tough to pull off. Alright, so I pulled that one arm off camera. That's a little bit easier to get on. But ooh, that's a pain to get off. Go ahead and maybe I'll try to push this one off for you. But they're on there tight. The colors are a little off with this one, I can tell. It's a little bit of a darker green. So. Alright, so here's Scrapper's gun. And it's a pretty long gun. This one's actually a lot longer than the other guns. Long barrel. It's got a long handle on it too. See how long that gun is? Yeah, it's pretty long. Alright, so for long haul, like I was saying, this one's a little bit different. What you actually have to do is, his arms are more like, here, see, this is, see his arm, and then you look in here and you can see the tab in there, and like I said, it's more like a weapon that you're holding in his hand. So you just go and you take it and you just slide it in there, and then he has his hand. So then you bend it up like this and it creates the elbow, and it still hides the hand right here fairly well, so you're not going to see it from any of the edges. Now I know that the person that I got this from, they actually did put floor polish on the elbows because they said the elbows were really loose. So they put that on there just to keep them from falling down and such. But I don't know. I think I like these. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. I thought that these were going to be really bad, but they don't look as bad. All right, now for long haul's weapon, you can see right there. This is the largest gun right here, other than Scrapper's, which is really long. Also, these are the longest two. So it just fits in there. It's really nice. That is really nice. I do like that. All right. So next up is Bone Crusher. So let me get him out. So these next two, they don't have any love for any of their hands, but they do have weapons. So with Bone Crusher, he has this gun right here. So. Alright, and then for Scavenger, his weapon, this is his weapon right here. So. Oh, that's a tight one right there. So. Really cool. I do dig these weapons. These weapons are really nice. Unfortunately, I don't keep this guy in, these guys in robot mode. I leave them in Devastator mode, so... Yeah, they're really kind of lost on it. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and transform these guys, and then I'll show how to store their weapons, and the guys that have the fists, I'll show how to store those also. So I will be right back. Alright, so once again, I'm back, and here we have all the figures in their vehicle modes, and you can see that they all have their guns on them. So if we look at it real quick, I'm going to show you how these hands all combine in here. So originally it was kind of like this, and then you take and you're just going to twist this up, and then it goes like this. It doesn't really peg into anything, and then you have this fist right here. I don't remember it being that hindered originally. I just think that maybe I'm not pegging in these feet just right or something, and it's hindering something. I don't know. But the gun goes up here, and you can put it on either side, and you can actually put it right here also. You just see there's that hole right there, and it just clips into these parts right here, so you can even clip it in right there. So right there. Alright, for Mixmaster, as you can see right here, the arm, it just hangs like this, and then you see there's a peg right there, and they ended up making a hole right there in the arm, so you can then peg it in, and then you can peg in the gun either side of the hole that's on his cab. So. Alright, and Scrapper, his hands are a little bit different. Let's see here. This is what they look like when they're transformed, like that. So what you'll want to do is, one side I like to go like this and then flip it in, so then you don't see a lot of the fist on the top part. And then you twist it around and then flip it up so that you have that ladder. And when you lock in this, then you should be able to then lock in the bottom of his foot right here. It doesn't quite stay all the time. It doesn't seem to fit in exactly right. And then it's really, really, really wide. Let's see on there how wide it is. So on this side, depending on what side you want to put the gun on, you just want to leave the fist out like that instead of flipping it like this. You want to leave the fist out, and then you just go like that, and then you have your gun in that mode. So with this one, you can see right here, his gun just tabs into this tab right here, either side. And then the fist actually tab in back here. So let me show you how this works. So normally the fist is like this. So you just want to flip it all the way around, and then this right here, you just actually it doesn't clip in here. It clips in here. So you just push it in there and it locks into place. It doesn't lock. It doesn't lock very firmly because you can see you can move it up and down and stuff. But it does stay in there. So, and then for Bone Crusher, his gun, it only will tab in on one side, and it tabs in on the screw hole or the pin right here. So you can only do that on one side because it doesn't have it on the other side. Unless you wanted to go in there and you wanted to drill a hole in your figure, then you could put it on either side. Because it does have the this tab on both sides of the gun. And then for Scavenger, it just you'll see his gun right here. It just tabs in on either side with these tabs right here. Just depending on which side you want it on, you just point the handle inwards. So. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this guy into Devastator mode, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so hey, I'm back, and I have Devastator here. He's not completely made yet because I want to kind of show how to put certain things on him. So basically I built up to his head, which I know you can't see, it's out of frame. But I wanted to show you what the foot looks like here with him completely built up here. And it looks really well. It's about the same size as the scoop here is. The only issue that I have with him is with these feet right here, or with the hands right here. You do have a little bit of what I said before, where you didn't have the heel support on it, but it does still kind of have some of it because you bend this back here. But see how it's, if you look at it, it's not straight, it's curved. So it doesn't really, you're gonna tip over if you lean them back, but you still have this foot support right here. Some of this stuff kind of gets in the way right here. It got in the way with the original, so it's not really that big of a deterrent. Then you look, you can see the kneecaps right here, which cover up that annoying little hole. So I do kind of like that, and then they made it purple to kind of offset it a little bit. So now let me bring you up to the top of this guy. Well, that's about as high as I'm going to get with him because he's really tall. So with the arms, basically what you want to do first is you get these pieces right here. So I've watched a couple reviews on this, and you're supposed to go like that, and that's how you're supposed to do it. But I think the arms look really low when you do that. When you put it in like this, I think they look way too low. So I like the way it looks when it's like this. So you basically lock it in like you lock in the arms, the original arms. Oh. That's why. One goes on one side and the other one goes on the other side. They're both different. Did not know that. Yeah, that one has the larger hole. That's why it wouldn't fit. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. And actually the instruction does show it supposed to be like this, so. Right, and then and it's the only problem that I have with this guy is that pieces kind of droop on him whenever you're putting stuff together. So with the fists and stuff, you just flip those out like that, and then push in that, flip out your fingers again. They do have tracks on either side, so you can pop off the thumb and put it on here. But a lot of third-party companies have been doing that already. So, something about these with the twisting and stuff, they get a little loose. Actually, I did see something on Facebook yesterday that saying that Perfect Effect is going to be providing replacements for these, so keep an eye out from wherever you bought these from. So if you bought it from some online retailer, they should be sending you replacement joints right here, the ball joint that goes in there. So because it is a little loose, see, like it does get floppy in there. I know there's a temporary fix where depending on what arm you have, you can go in there and flip it, and then it'll fix it. But yeah, it's a little floppy. All right, and then for the other arm, so there are his hands, and he can hold his gun because he still has the notch in there. So he still has the notch in his hand right there. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can slide the gun in there, and it's still, you go like that, and then you just wrap your fingers around it like such, and then he's in holding the gun, so it still goes. Hopefully they'll send out those replacements really quick, because that's kind of annoying right there. So, all right, and then for the chest piece, as a lot of you guys know, whenever you transform this, usually these the wings and such, they tab onto here. But now, since there's this extension right here, it won't go there anymore. It won't fit all the way over there. So now you only have basically this. I gotta remember where. Yeah, it's this, here, and then here. So. Nothing that holds it on to that side. So now basically everything is supposed to be in with these new joints. So when you twist it, everything twists here and then pivots out here. So you still have your full kind of range of motion. The only issue is that now these treads aren't locked in. And sometimes if you grab it here, it'll still move on its original joint. So you have to end up grabbing it here and moving it like that. So, we still have our original Devastator head to flip out. So let me go to the back real quick. I'm going to show you how to carry all the extra weapons and such, because all that stuff will still carry on his back. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the arms from Long Haul, and then you'll look in here. It's kind of a little bit larger. You'll see these little 3 little peg type things, and it pegs in right here on the hole. So you want to do it with this arm also. So if you had it originally in the truck mode, you want to flip it back around so it goes there. And then for the weapons, what you want to do is you want to get this gun right here, and then this right here, and you'll tab in this one into this one, and then you tab it into the hand like that. This right here, like that, and then this right here. It doesn't really fit that well in there. Okay, so apparently they went and took, it looks like they flipped this all the way up, these all the way up like this. All the way up. And I still don't know how this pegs in on there. Oh. Okay, so this gun goes here. I assume it goes on here. And that goes like that. So now you have everything stored on Devastator now. You have all his guns, you have everything. It's kind of a mismatch of the way that the guns go on there. And it's not really shown that clearly in the instructions. That's why it took me a little bit to figure it out. So yeah, and the very last piece is basically an homage to something that happened in the IDW comics. So in the comics, apparently Scrapper, when he died, they reconverted Hook into the leg, and then converted Prowl into the top portion of Devastator for that. And they have a Prowl kind of head type thing. So you got Prowl here, and you can see that's his head sculpt and everything, and then in this portion right here. And then here's the Combiner Wars Prowl. So I'll show them together a little bit. This one is the wings are a little bit larger on here, but I'm pretty sure that that's supposed to be more. This is supposed to be more cartoon accurate. But I know that they're basing some of these off of that stuff too. So to get this on, you're going to want to look at the figure right here, and it's actually where the head originally tabs onto. You can see that there's a hole right here, and then this right here. So you want to go, and then you have this part right here, and it just goes in there. So you push that in, and voila, like that. So you have the regular Prowl head on there. And then, he has a ball joint and everything, so you can left and right and all that stuff. And then to get this on, so basically the Prowl head is going to be the ball joint or the articulation point for this. So you just clamp that on there, and then now you have the Devastator head on there. So now he's supposed to be that now. Let me raise this up a little bit. I know that like the top of my backboard is right here, so there's not much extra room for this. I think they did a pretty good sculpt on there. They made them all kind of crazy and yelling and very angry face. So I think it's just a nice little added bonus little thing. I don't know if anybody will ever do a full kit, or if Perfect Effect will do another Perfect Combiner kit so that you can somehow put Hook for the leg, and then maybe somehow, I don't know if you'd be able to ever use this to make that, or if they would just make another figure to do that. Who knows what they're going to do in the future, or who knows what any other company will do in the future. But as of right now, nobody's shown anything, so there's just been speculation about the leg. So with that, that'll go ahead and conclude this review. This has been a long one, so please don't forget to check out all my other videos. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. This has been Tambiota, and I'll see you guys next time.